MMA Rants and Raves, UFC 111, GSP versus Dan Hardy. Before I get into the prediction that I want to make about this fight, I want to talk a little bit about GSP. Now, for those of you that don't know, George St-Pierre is an amazing fighter. He's not only an amazing fighter, he is pound for pound one of the greatest ever. And the reason being is because if you look at all the title holders, and I'm talking about the current ones, not just the ones in the past, the current ones, in the UFC, George St-Pierre has had to face the toughest talent before and after he got the UFC welterweight title. Just look at the guys he's had to face. Let's go through them. John Fitch, Josh Koscheck, Matt Hughes, BJ Penn twice. He had to face Matt Serra twice. He had to face the ultimate test, Thiago Alves, which many believed was going to win that fight. And not only did he not win, GSP dominated. And then that really opened people's eyes. This guy's the real thing. I mean, it's not just the talent that he has, it's the talent that he doesn't have. He was always known very good with his jiu-jitsu, and he's a good striker, and then all of a sudden he becomes a wrestler because he had to. He evolves. If he's not good in one fight, if he's bad in one fight, he's just the opposite in the next fight. You see a different fighter sometimes. That's how good he is. You don't know how good he's going to be until you see the next fight. Then you see he gets even better. Now, the point of what I'm saying here is that this guy basically has nothing to prove in the welterweight division anymore. I'm going to make a statement here, and it's interesting how it's never been said. It's from a certain perspective, if you really listen closely. George St-Pierre is the BJ Penn of the welterweight division. Now think about what I just said. BJ Penn has basically the lightweight title tied up. I mean, he's held it since 2002, and he's defended it many times. It's not like he's just holding on to the belt. You know, he's defending it, and successfully, and dominating. At 155, he's pound for pound the best. If anybody shrinks themselves down to 155, they can't beat BJ Penn. Now, what BJ Penn did, he knew that there's something else he can do in his legacy to make him great. And that is not just to lock up the lightweight title. It's to move on to a different weight class to prove he's pound for pound one of the best, that he can take on a heavier guy and take away his title. And he's done it. He did it against Matt Hughes, and then he had the audacity to take on an even bigger guy. This is going into over 200 pounds. This is a 155-pound guy. He's taking on guys 50, 60 pounds heavier than him, Lyoto Machida. And you know something? He lost the fight, but first of all, you got to give him credit for taking the fight, and it was a good fight. It was a tough fight. This guy is freakishly talented. Now I think that George St-Pierre should do the same thing. You know, to his credit, he's faced the best talent in his respective weight class, in my opinion, but they're all welterweights. Now, you know, he's beat all of them, he's dominated all of them. As of recent, since he's got his title back from Matt Serra, he's been completely dominant. Now, what he should do is to cement himself and to make his legacy even greater is to take on a guy who's bigger. That's why I've been hearing it's actually been questioned to him if he's going to face Anderson Silva, a guy like that, and that would be a great fight. You know, if you think about it, these two guys, compare and contrast their skills. To see those two guys in the ring, I mean, you have GSP's wrestling, his jiu-jitsu against Anderson Silva's jiu-jitsu and his striking and GSP striking. It's all this well-rounded mixed martial arts coming back and forth, and you don't know what you're going to expect. That's a fight you really want to see. And the reason it should happen, well, not just Anderson Silva, even, you know, anyone. I mean, I would even see, I'd like to see a fight, let's say if that's not ready, I'd like to see GSP face a guy like Randy Couture. That would be an incredible fight. two guys using wrestling against each other. I mean, you know, if BJ Penn can fight a guy that's much, much heavier than he is, then, you know, GSP can do it, and it will be a good fight. So that the point of this is that GSP should try possibly to reach for another title, to even make his legacy greater. That's what fighting is all about. These guys want to reach their potential. And to do something like that is remarkable. It's only been done by two fighters, Randy Couture and BJ Penn. Anyway, that's the way I see it. I just wanted to talk about this guy because, you know, he's done a lot and incredible fighter. Back to the prediction. Dan Hardy, he's going to be facing Dan Hardy is a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He's a hard striker. He's got knockout power, good kickboxer. But he's pretty much one-dimensional. We haven't seen any ground game from him. And what we're going to see is in this fight is that GSP is probably going to take this to the ground right away. And he's not going to have that much trouble taking him down. I don't think he's going to have any takedown defense against GSP. I think he's going to take him down. He may be on his back most of the fight, or it may be an earlier TKO. Don't be surprised if you see GSP try to stand up with this guy, because I think he's going to mix it up pretty good. And Dan Hardy's only chance is to pull out a Matt Serra, you know. I guess get lucky or something, but I really don't see that happening. Stranger things have happened, but I don't see it happening. And I basically see early referee stoppage, early TKO, or referee's unanimous decision if Hardy can weather the storm and protect himself while he's laying under GSP, getting grounded and pounded. So that's the way I see it. And what I'd like to do here is for you guys to answer a question that I have, and that's based on what I just spoke about. Would you like to see GSP fight in a different weight class to possibly grab a different title? That's what I'd like to know. I want you to leave your comments and let me know what you think about that. Okay? So leave those comments, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for tuning in.